And good evening, soccer fans. We are coming to you from Nicholas Prisco Stadium, home of the Barons at Woodbridge High School in Woodbridge, New Jersey. We're here for a Greater Middlesex Conference tournament game, Group B, which is the New Brunswick Zebras versus the hometown Woodbridge Barons. So we're here tonight on a beautiful evening, clear, crisp air. Nice fall evening for some soccer. I'm here with Coach Michael O'Boyle. And welcome, Michael. How are you tonight?
Hello, and welcome everybody to this crispy evening for hopefully a good game of soccer between two teams that really have it all to play for tonight.
So New Brunswick comes in at their current record is 3-5-4. And they play in the red division. They're a little bit down towards the bottom of that division, but it is a strong division. They play some of the more premier teams in the conference, and they're playing against the Woodbridge boys, which have really struggled at 2-9-1 this season, but are hoping to change their fortunes tonight.
We can also say that Woodbridge, their last 5 games have not been very good. They've been a 1-4, whereas New Brunswick, we believe, are 3-2 over the last 5 games, so they come in with a stronger record this evening.
So we are just underway. There's a direct kick for Woodbridge, playing in the red and black strips with the black shorts and black socks, and the Zebras are in the all-white, the white shirts, the white jerseys, the white shorts, and the white socks. A lot to play for, especially for New Brunswick tonight. With a victory, it looks like they'll move on to, and I'm going to ask you in a few minutes, Michael, to help us walk through the tournament and how it's working in some of these new regulations and new strategies to make the game more exciting in the county. But right now they're looking to settle the ball a little bit rough early.
To be expected. I like the Woodbridge are trying to settle the ball early here, Steve. Oh, bad play.
Some good combination play there. And a turnover in the midfield. Step over, nice turn there. But another simple giveaway. The ball is played well to the corner, providing some space. Looking for the cross into the middle. And well defended. Good outlet by the goalkeeper.
Very good outlet pass by the goalkeeper, straight into the attack.
Looking for the through ball there, runs a little long on the turf.
The turf is quick.
Also, from time to time, we're going to see the breeze kick up a little bit. Not sure if it'll play a big role in the game, but there's just something to think about as the teams are working the ball around. And that ball rolls out.
That was well defended by Woodbridge. That's number 19, Sebastian Correa. I think we're going to see that he's probably one of the more standout players here for Woodbridge from what I have seen.
I know prior to the game, Woodbridge High Coach Clark was mentioning his name several times, really speaking highly of the young player.
Well, in advance of tonight's game, I took the opportunity to come to see Woodbridge play last week, and he was definitely one of the better players on the field. Yeah, some nice ball movement early on. I like to see that.
Well played around the back.
Very nice. And we have a throw in here for New Brunswick.
Ball's knocked out. Another throw for the Zebras.
Looks like it's going to be a long throw.
Sometimes you just need that little delicate touch. The ball in the turf. That's a throw in for Woodbridge. Oh, well played. Switch of field by the Zebras. Played back through the midfield. Good combination play through the midfield. Looking for the 1-2 to the corner. And well defended by the Barons. You can tell it's a little chill in the air when you have the referee with his his winter hat and gloves and
it's
long
definitely
pants
that
on.
time of the year when you're a soccer player. You know it's tournament time when it gets crispy and there's a chill in the air.
I don't think it can keep some of these dedicated parents and friends and family away from the game, though.
Although I do see a few parents wrapped up in blankets, so that's a big change from 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Good combination play with the big switch around the top from the Zebras, and a little confusion with the lines.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
That's well played into the space. Good speed into the box by the Barons. Cut back towards the middle.
Well defended.
Touched away.
And now it's New Brunswick's turn to come up the field.
Starting to see a little bit of spread of the field here. Played wide. Do like the effort of both teams so far in trying to swing the ball side to side, trying to find those gaps in that midfield and in that outside of their offensive third.
To be fair, both teams are really trying to play.
That's cut in by New Brunswick across the middle, and that's a goal. It's a goal for New Brunswick. Ball cut down to the right corner. Thought it was going to roll out, but just cut in and hit across, hit a far post run to give the Zebras of New Brunswick a 1-0
Early
lead.
1-0 lead.
The New Brunswick goal scored by number 20, Oscar Torres.
That goal was by Oscar Torres of the Zebras. Just trying to find out who exactly that assist was. It was a great effort to get to that ball right before it rolled out of bounds. I think some of the players may have even thought it was out of bounds.
So I don't know about you, Steve, but I'm having a hard time picking up the numbers on the backs of the New Brunswick team.
It's the white on white on white.
White on white on white.
I thought you were going to say it was my age.
Well, I can only speak for myself.
It's a dangerous touch across from New Brunswick. That's well played down that left flank by the Barons. Muscled off the ball at the top of the box. And they'll have a go from about 20. Ball sails wide for a goal kick for New Brunswick. So Oscar Torres, a player that Coach Juba mentioned before the game as one of their go-to players, certainly finished that ball well. touch through the midfield. Played the through ball to the corner. And once again, across into the middle.
And we have...
And there's another goal. There's another goal from New Brunswick. Loose ball in the box. Similar play. Comes in from that right flank. Driven into the middle of the goal. Loose ball bounced around. And scored by New Brunswick for a 2-0 lead 10 minutes in.
Steve, I think it's going to be a tough night for Woodbridge here.
The New Brunswick goal scored by number 7, David Roman.
That goal was scored by David Roman of the Zebras of New Brunswick. So David has that would be his second goal of the season. And one of the third leading point getters for New Brunswick. The ball once again played through.
Good reaction by the keeper this time. He came
Bold
very quickly
move
off his line.
Bold move by the goalkeeper from Woodbridge. That's well played by the Barons around the midfield, maintaining a little possession. Looking for a through ball there.
Okay, that's a couple of times we've tried to get the through ball like that.
Well shielded by New Brunswick. Their goalkeeper comes out for a simple save. It's Ramiro carry on for New Brunswick in goal. Also, this evening's match is being refereed by Nick Mikulak and Sebastian Nieto. So New Brunswick plays in the red division, and they come in 2-4 in the GMC. But with a win here tonight, looks like they may solidify a move into the next round. Michael, why don't you walk through the playoff scenarios and how that's a good ball through the middle, good effort by Woodbridge, just a toe away. Walk us through the way the playoffs are structured in the county now.
So this is a big change this year. It's not a single elimination tournament anymore. The top 20 teams in the county in the GMC have been listed from 1 to 20, creating 5 groups of 4 teams. So 4 groups of 5 teams, meaning that within each group you play 4 games, and the top 2 teams from each group advance to the round of 8. And within this group B, it's a strong group. You've got St. Joseph's High School, who play Colonia tonight, which should be a great game. You've got Colonia, obviously. You've got Woodbridge, New Brunswick, and the 5th team is St. Thomas Aquinas. It looks like St. Joe's could advance tonight if they beat Colonia, but Colonia too would have the potential to advance. Having one more game to play next week, they would also have 3 wins. And tonight, if New Brunswick win, they would have 3 wins, creating really a scenario where you could have several teams with 3 wins at the end of group play. So goal difference will be important, and I'm sure New Brunswick will be very, very aware of that.
That's the Zebras into the box, and that is well played by the goalkeeper from Woodbridge. That is Danny Guevara in goal for the Barons. So, Michael, it's a new day, trying to get more teams involved in some competitive games around the county. I know for years and years the tournament would have very early games that would be very lopsided between the bigger schools and some of the smaller schools, and then they offer buys for some of the bigger schools, and the smaller schools would kind of battle it out.
That is correct.
And then at the end of the day, the bigger schools would end up in the
final anyway.
The semifinals and the finals.
And
so it does give some more competitive opportunities for some of the smaller schools to play some really competitive games for meaningful games early in the season.
correct. And the other side of it as well is there's now 2 tournaments. There's an A tournament and a B tournament. So this is effectively the A tournament we're watching tonight.
It's good possession for Woodbridge. Just a little off on the touch there, but worked the ball well. There is some gaps in that defensive midfield of New Brunswick if they can find it. That ball's crossed and just runs wide. Trying to get a shot off from about the top of the box and just goes to the left of the goal for a goal kick for New Brunswick.
So let's keep things in perspective too. As I watch this game, I think that New Brunswick do look a little bit more mature as players than the Woodbridge High School team. But as I'm looking at the roster, I see that Woodbridge is starting a lot of underclassmen, a lot of sophomores and juniors. So I think just watching them play here, they're trying to move the ball, they're trying to play the game right, and it all takes time. So the future should be good.
And there's an overlapping run to the corner left side of the field now, and just touched out by the Barons for a corner kick for New Brunswick. They've really been working on the right side, swinging that ball in. The 2 goals came from that side of the field. This time coming down the left-hand side and looking for that cross.
And this is the first corner of the game, so let's see what we can see here.
Ball's played across to the top of the box. Knocked down from the 18. Oh, that's well saved. Well saved by Danny Guevara from Woodbridge.
Now Danny's a sophomore.
I think that's exactly what you're talking about,
Yep.
Michael. The physicalness and what I know that sometimes not just the players forget, but some of the parents also sometimes forget of when you get to play in high school and you get to varsity. You could be playing, if you're a freshman, you're now 13, 14 years old, playing against 17 and 18-year-olds.
So correct.
And the physical nature of the game is just so different from the traditional 10 and under, U10, U11, U12 structure of youth soccer.
Some very nice ball movement here.
That's good possession. Driving at the defender, slipping the ball through. A 1-2 in the box, and that's another goal for New Brunswick. Great combination play towards the top of the box.
Again, and I'm having trouble seeing the numbers because that young fella has assisted now on 2 of the goals for New Brunswick.
Go, Woodbridge! Take your time, let's go, guys, let's go! Go, boys!
It's the time where I like this. New Brunswick backed off a little, and Woodbridge playing a little possession now. That's well played.
Oh, very nice.
Well played, good combination play. And Woodbridge steps into the box. Good drop pass. Oh, that's
Very
good
nice
save.
play.
It's a great shot.
Very nice play. It's a really good response from Woodbridge, having given up the 3rd goal. Really nice response.
Goal makes the score New Brunswick 3 and Woodbridge Barons 0.
That shot was from about 18, from the corner of the 18, and a good save by the goalkeeper. Touched out for a corner kick for the Barons. Ball's to the middle, flicked out by New Brunswick, and runs out of bounds for a Woodbridge throw. After that goal, it was good to see Woodbridge had a little possession, knocked the ball around a little bit. We have a player down in the corner.
He's up. He's okay.
I think that's going to be it's a foul on the Zebras. It's going to be a direct kick from just outside the box for Woodbridge. Woodbridge lines up about 10 yards out, looking to make a near post run. They've got, looks like, 2 players going towards the far post as well. There's your crashers. Some folks crashing the party there. It's nice to see. And the counterattack could be on. That ball's touched out and quickly played by New Brunswick. Flicked on to a running player. Oh, that's well played in the back by the Barons.
Max Klein. Number 4, Max Klein. Co-captain.
It's a great play by Max in that to make that slide. That's a difficult play and somewhat dangerous. With the rules the way they are now, Michael, if he makes contact there, that's
right.
It's certainly a yellow card.
Correct.
And could be in position for a red. But he really handled himself well. Once again, nicely done. That's a good touch, good combination
Very nice.
play. And driven in. Woodbridge maintains possession here, driving around the top of the box. Once again, some good 1-2. Ball's played over the top. Attacked by New Brunswick. And he's in. Oh, that's another good save. In the old days, we'd say kick, save, and a butte.
Sometimes the turf can be a little bit too quick. It was definitely a ball that he couldn't get under control because of the quickness of the turf.
Danny Guevara really has come up big several times this evening so far. We're about 22 minutes in. It's 3-0 New Brunswick on a beautiful evening here at Woodbridge High School. That ball's crossed again. Well saved. That ball's flicked on towards the corner and played out.
Ball.
Some good footwork along that sideline. I think Woodbridge has found something on the top of the box on that side of the field. That ball's chipped into the middle, headed away by New Brunswick. It's a long touch there. Ball's played out. So far, Michael, I can see that the possession, while New Brunswick is not necessarily dominating in possession, they are clearly
They've definitely had a few moments of very good
had the
play.
edge.
Yes,
but there was 3
very good opportunities.
I like to call them lightning strikes.
Yep.
They came through the midfield, pushed the ball
Right.
wide twice, and once combination play right down the middle to lead to the 3 goals. That ball's played across.
Just a loose
Well read.
ball.
Clearly, we're looking for those checking players up front, and can be very dangerous at the top of the box with the ball. Well played by Woodbridge. That ball's good combination play in the midfield. Touch back by New Brunswick. And there's a turnover, which Woodbridge is looking to capitalize on.
But
Good strong possession there.
I think it's going to go out for a throw. A Woodbridge throw.
I believe there's been a foul called on the play in the midfield.
Yep.
Little ticky-tack, but I think the Barons will take it from there. They're about 45 yards out. So they'll be chipping this ball, looking to get around, maybe around the 10-yard line. That ball's played in. Very predictable there for the Barons. Well played by the goalkeeper from New Brunswick. And that's Ramiro Carrion with the save. And a near goal for the Barons. And that ball's touched in. And well played by the goalkeeper. Good effort trying to take advantage of that turnover in the midfield by Woodbridge.
Woodbridge trying to exert a little bit of pressure, cough up the ball a little bit. I could see that being productive. Another shot by New Brunswick here, just over the crossbar.
So, Michael, coming into the game, the leading scorers, Sofani Oikes is a senior for the Barons, along with Sebastian Correa with 2 goals. And they have a sophomore named Jeremias Del Cid,
Who also has a goal.
who has a goal as well. And Papi Musombo, a junior, also has a goal. So those are some players to look for to perhaps find that that goal that they've been really a little unlucky. It's well played through the midfield. They have struggled, though, putting the ball overall in the net. It's well played in there, a little dummy. Now New Brunswick tries to stretch the field a bit with a little possession, trying to draw Woodbridge out, create those gaps behind. Let's cut in, left-footed cross into the box. Knocked down it's deep in the corner for a New Brunswick throw.
So I think when you look at this New Brunswick team and you see the schedule that they've played, it's been a very, very competitive schedule with some of the bigger schools in the county. They've tied a lot of their early season games, but they definitely seem to have turned the corner this last few games, scoring scoring 8 goals over the last 4 games. And 3 tonight, so that's 11 in the last 5.
Good pressure by Woodbridge as New Brunswick touches the ball around the outside, trying to maintain possession from the backs. Once again, trying to create the space. Playing touchline to touchline and touched out by Woodbridge.
So, Steve, as I watch the game here, I think what's causing the most concern for Woodbridge is number 12 for New Brunswick, who's a deep-lying midfielder, and he's definitely controlling the flow of traffic in the midfield, and he's showing to everything. He's impressed me.
Oh, there's a strike from distance, blocked down by New Brunswick, and there's a counterattack is on. I believe there's a substitute here with solid possession by New Brunswick. Tough touch there and well defended in the midfield by Woodbridge. So, Michael, in the last few games that we've been able to talk about some of the players, so we're going to do we're going to start some of our player profiles, in which we have a couple here tonight. We're going to start with one of our seniors, Sebastian Correa, who is number 19. His favorite subject is science. His favorite music is rap. And his goal would be to play college soccer. And from the high praise of his coach prior to the game, it looks like that young man may have very well be able to achieve that goal to playing at the next level. Well tracked through the midfield by Woodbridge. They have had some success when they've been able to, the ball's knocked down with a handball. And that'll be a Woodbridge high direct kick. So we have just over 7 minutes left in the first half, where the Zebras of New Brunswick High School have 3, Woodbridge High and the Barons have 0 currently. I think that trying to force that goal, those girls are late in the first half sometimes can start to make a difference.
Well, you want to bring it into the half at least, the way it is.
It's well settled.
Take a shot, guy.
Cut to the top of the box, and that ball's over the goal for a New Brunswick goal kick.
So formation-wise, both teams seem to be playing like a 4-4-2 formation, although sometimes it's a little bit difficult to discern.
That ball's knocked out by New Brunswick for a Woodbridge throw. Touched away, and we'll do it again. Ball's loose, top of the box, knocked out by New Brunswick. That's another handball on a deflection. Similar play to what they did before. It's going to go about 45 yards out. I think they're going to be playing this ball into about the 10-yard line, looking for that runner on that back post. Tough ball to play in correctly. Well played, skimmed on.
Okay.
Good look there by the Barons.
We're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. It's 3-0 to the Zebras of New Brunswick.
Back in my day on the field, Michael, we would talk about the first 5, the last 5.
Correct.
Right? First 5 of the game, last 5 of the first half.
Yeah.
First 5 of the second half, last 5.
Breaking the game down into manageable moments.
Used to be a foul there by the Barons. It'll be a free out for New Brunswick. Played across. Well attacked by Woodbridge. Headed down. And that ball's played through to the corner. It's good speed by Woodbridge. Played across. And that ball's touched out for a Woodbridge throw. I believe this is going to be the second corner kick. First from this side. During warm-ups, you see the players looking for that ball about the 6-7 yard line. We're going to have a runner to the near post, several to the far. There you go on the near post flick.
Nice play.
Well played. I think if you watch enough games, Michael, you can start to start to know the future, right? And there's some space through the midfield.
Well intercepted.
Well defended.
I said it was a handball.
It may have touched a hand there. That's an inadvertent. Oh, and that player's going to get a card for that. Didn't see much of an intentional handball.
Ashmit. Chabria.
So this ball's 40 yards.
From here I couldn't really see that, but the referee is much closer and he didn't protest the card.
You know, Michael, I'm not one to necessarily agree with the man in yellow, so I'll just believe you.
Okay.
And this ball is going to be played in from about 40, chipped into the box.
Well held on to by the keeper.
Back in the day, I think I might have had a word or two.
I've seen that. I've seen that once or twice.
And there's a substitution for Woodbridge. And we are down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. Little combination play by New Brunswick. Cut across, keeping the players on side. New Brunswick is at the top of the box, cuts
Good
across.
defensive play by Woodbridge.
Well done. One thing I do like about New Brunswick is when they start to make mistakes, they just simply play the ball wide. Which
is smart play, Steve.
The old saying of, if in doubt, get it out. Play the ball wide, less likely to be dangerous there.
Correct. Make them beat you. Don't beat yourself.
There's a throw-in for the Barons with just about a minute to go in the first half. It's good effort by Woodbridge into the box and played away.
We have another throw. Need to get a shot off here in the dying seconds of the game.
See that they're starting to push players into the box. That ball's left loose and just
over the crossbar.
Just over the crossbar. Needed to let that ball settle down a little bit. Very difficult, though, with that amount of pressure on you. Trying to get that knee over the ball, trying to get that ball to sink at the far post.
It was great to get a shot off. It was a tough play.
And we are down in the last 10 seconds of the first half.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that is the end of the first half here at Nicholas A. Prisco Stadium in Woodbridge, New Jersey, with the Barons of Woodbridge 0 and the New Brunswick Zebras 3. Stick around for a wild second half. And welcome back to Nicholas Prisco Stadium in Woodbridge, New Jersey for the second half of the GMC tournament game between Woodbridge High School and the Zebras of New Brunswick. It is 3-0 at half. Some solid possession by New Brunswick and some definite flashes of brilliance in the offensive box. So welcome back, Michael, and give me your thoughts on the first half.
Well, it was a very lopsided first half. New Brunswick scored early and they rode that capital through to 2 and 3 goals. Playing some nice soccer along the way, and they look like they're trying to get back at it quickly here as well. Okay. An offside call there.
That was the first offside of the game that I can recall.
So we have some guests here in the studio for us today. Steve, why don't you introduce our guests?
So, Michael, early in the season, we were here at a game with the the Lady Barons of Woodbridge, played the South Brunswick Vikings in a tremendous game. And in the countdown of the last seconds of the game, we saw a late goal. I just want to stop for a second.
Yes.
Zebras have the top of the box. Ball's touched wide, played across, and just wide of the goal. So we were here for a really super exciting game, and came down to the last second. South Brunswick scored a late goal, and then it went into overtime. And unfortunately, the Lady Barons came up a little short that night. But we're here tonight with Genevicia, Teixeira, and Samantha Vieira. So I remember the names from that night. But so Samantha, why don't you help us out with talking about your season and how your team's looking so far this year?
Yeah, so far I think our record is 4-7. We've been going into overtime. Starting from the beginning of the season, almost all of our games we've been going into overtime and just losing by 1 goal, unfortunately. As a team, I think with our incoming freshmen, we're doing really good at building up and preparing them for next season when they have to be kind of like the leaders of the team, because all of the upperclassmen are graduating, so it's going to be like a very young team. So just preparing them for that.
So you mentioned that how many seniors do you have graduating this year? 7,
and we all start.
So there'll be a lot of underclassmen. Tell me what that looks like, Genevicia, with what it looks like for next season with some of these younger players. Who should we be looking for?
I think it's scary next season because we don't have like seniors or juniors. We don't have much juniors, and I feel like we just have to be counting on the upcoming freshmen for next season.
Is there a player we should be looking out for?
Sierra? Oh, Sierra's our sophomore. I think she's our striker, right? Yeah, she's our starter. Yeah, she's been scoring most of our goals. So
I do remember the name, calling it several times. She had some good opportunities during that game. Seems to be a real strong player coming forward. And Genevieve, you're a freshman.
Yeah.
So have you been playing with some of these other players for some years, or is it relatively some new players around the team?
New players. New players.
So Samantha. There's an opportunity over the top for Woodbridge. Run towards the corner and just goes wide. I think you guys almost brought some good luck to the Woodbridge team there. Almost had a goal.
Hopefully, we're praying for a win.
So you mentioned before that there's been a lot of close games this year. I think you said there was 6 overtime games.
I believe so.
We love going to overtime.
So that live and die, soccer, I suppose. So what's the rest of the season look like for you ladies?
Besides the overtime, we won, I believe, 4 of our games, and then lost the other. But upcoming, we just won our game today against South Plainfield, I believe.
North Brunswick.
Oh, North Brunswick. I'm so sorry. North Brunswick, we won 5-2. You scored, didn't you?
Wasn't it 6?
5-2.
Okay.
You scored?
No, I didn't. I assisted.
Well, I scored 2 and assisted 1. And actually, our senior night, we play South Plainfield at 6:30, which I'm very excited about.
And what night is that? What's
Thursday.
the date on that? Thursday the 17th?
Yes.
And that game starts at what time?
6:30. Ceremony is at 6.
So come early, come out for a seniors night with the Lady Barons, and you'll be playing. Who you're playing that night?
South Plainfield.
South Plain. Are you sure?
Positive.
All right. So just want to. We got
know.
the thumbs.
I know that game.
So we do player profiles. I know that you were asked these questions, but a lot of the young ladies on your team happen to like lunch and gym. Can you give us a little more detail of what that's all about? Yeah.
That's news to me. I did not know.
I was probably one of
that's good. That's a good save by Danny Guevara in goal for Woodbridge. Sorry about that, ladies.
It's okay.
Anytime a goalkeeper makes a good save, we got to jump into the play. So, we want to really just say thanks for coming up and spending a few minutes with us, and congratulate you guys on a really good season. And we wish you. Do you know where you're going to school, or what's the next phase of your life going to be?
I'm hoping to commit by January, probably to Rutgers, Newark.
Very nice.
I'm not completely sure yet. I'm still deciding on my options on which I want to
weigh out your grades and weigh out soccer as a potential future.
I also want to major in education, so I don't want soccer to like take too much of my time because I'm not gonna look forward to playing that in the future, obviously. But yeah, hoping to commit to a college and play D3 and focus on majoring as well.
That sounds like you've got some great goals, and we really we commend you on a really great career. And congratulations on your win today. And thanks for coming to spend a few minutes with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
And now back to the broadcast.
Back to the action. Well, that was a nice distraction.
Having a senior and a freshman
Yes.
come up and spend a few minutes. I gave them the opportunity to that Samantha got to pick who she brought up to the booth with her, and it was nice to see that she
Brought a freshman?
she brought one of the underclassmen, and and it's nice to see that she's also thinking about her future goals with school and perhaps playing at the next level.
Because that's really what it's all about, Steve. Providing them opportunities to grow.
So during the interview, there was a very good save at the near post by Danny Guevara on some good combination play by the Zebras. New Brunswick certainly does like that combination play in the middle. And on the 3 goals in the first half, when they made their decision to go to goal, they certainly did it with some speed.
And their constant pressure on the Woodbridge defence is really a big issue. So, Steve, you know the weather's getting cooler when you see players out with long sleeves and sort of long johns on the field.
What a difference a few days makes, Michael. What a difference a few days makes. So I think we're going to be dipping down into the 40s this evening. Oh, to be young again with running around with short sleeves and t-shirts, right? Ball comes through to the midfield.
And they're on a break.
Turn. And that's a through ball. Touch into the box.
And well.
And there's a goal for New Brunswick. Ball came over the top of the high line of a trap, played over the top.
And a well-finished ball.
Some good composure by New Brunswick.
So that's Omar El Arousi that scored that for New Brunswick.
Fourth Zebra goal scored by number 11, Omar Al Arousi.
So not a surprise. Omar El Arousi is a senior forward. That's his 5th goal on the season, team-leading 5th goal, and he definitely
showed good composure on that.
Finished it with some style. You see a confidence in a striker, and they get near that goal and they see the opportunity. They do have a little extra swagger on as they go towards the goal. Where players with less experience may have a little harder touch and may lose a little bit of speed on their approach. The Barons definitely got caught in a high offside line on that one. He was free from about 40 yards out. And there's a touch into that right corner as he played before. Well defended by the Barons, but that'll go out for a New Brunswick corner kick.
So we see that Woodbridge has made a couple of adjustments at the halftime, Steve, that Sebastian Correa has come into the midfield. Now, he did late in the second half, but he seems to start there. And late in the first half, he switched to midfield, but now he's definitely switched to midfield for the second half.
The ball's cut in at the corner, top of the box.
Oh, it was well saved by the keeper because there was a slight deflection on that ball coming through. And we see that the referee was getting involved here in a little bit of play.
That's well touched. Little combination play from Woodbridge. The ball's going to roll through and scooped up by the New Brunswick goalkeeper. Once again, a high line from Woodbridge. New Brunswick on the run. Touched.
And it's out.
Touched out of play.
Goalkeeper's ball.
That's Max Klein again on that far side. He's really been a workhorse in the back.
He's made some really nice plays, really nice defensive plays. So we have a slight stoppage on the field. That has happened to you a few times, Steve, where you've needed to get a player to tie your shoelaces.
I can't say that's ever happened. I believe some of my coaches would have taken me off the field and had a few words for me if I didn't have my shoes tied correctly. And of course they would have made me wear Velcro shoes the next practice or something. Put duct tape around them.
Well,
something. Certainly, those things were frowned upon things way back when. It's good shoulder to shoulder in the midfield. Played through the box and touched out of bounds for a throw in for Woodbridge deep in the offensive third. Let's touch through. Good save at the near post.
So Woodbridge has had a couple of opportunities. Not really strong opportunities, but nonetheless, shots nonetheless. Max making a clearance again.
Anytime the goalkeeper is standing back there and your defenders keep running right at you, it's not a great feeling.
No.
And the strikers of New Brunswick really do have some speed. Ball's touched into the midfield. Head up and played through. It's a good ball.
And the keeper coming quickly off his line.
That's well played. Goalkeeper out about almost 30 yards off his goal line. So that was definitely an ambitious play. Now a direct kick from the midfield. Ball's played in behind. He's onside.
Oh.
Ball's down. And that's touched to the far post.
And we have a goal.
And that's a goal for Woodbridge.
Congratulations.
That's a great goal by Woodbridge.
That's a really nice goal. Number 9. Anthony Corbett.
Barron's goal scored by number 9.
Matthew Corbett.
Matthew Corbett with the goal.
Matthew Corbett is a junior. Really nice opportunistic play.
Goalkeeper off his line. Ball was brought down. Touch back to Matthew, who tucked it nicely in the far post in the upper corner.
Great vision.
Corbett's goal was assisted by number 7, Sofian Owies.
believe that's Matthew's first goal of the season.
Congratulations, Matthew.
See if this can change a little bit of the possession and a little bit of the slant of the game. Ball's crossed in by New Brunswick. Laid down. Touch to the left side. Played across to the middle. Not quite cleared by Woodbridge, but the ball comes out nonetheless. That ball's played in.
And the keeper has the ball.
The ball checked up a bit on the turf. Should probably thank the ball people for today's game, who keep the balls from get the balls back on the field of play so we can keep the game moving along. Always a thankless job, and we always like to give them a nice thank you. So Matthew Corbett was going to come up with another look to see if they can get that ball through.
It's definitely the goal has put a little bit of energy into the Woodbridge team.
And that ball slides out for a Woodbridge throw. Good combination play by Woodbridge. It's getting good possession, played into the box. Ball's knocked down. Undeflected. It looks like Woodbridge is going to have a break in the right corner through the middle.
That was a good play.
And that
was the right play.
Just outside the stretched leg of the Woodbridge striker.
Definitely Woodbridge have got a little bit of a say in the second half here. Another goal by Woodbridge would make this really interesting with 20 minutes left on the clock. Well, it's going to be a situation where I would imagine goal difference is important for advancing to the next round.
It's another ball played through. Good play by Danny Guevara. Come off his line. So Danny's a sophomore. So this playing experience at this level against a team that really has a lot of offensive ability, that will pay dividends down the line. I think much like what the Lady Barons were talking about, is next year they'll have some younger players. Looks like the Barons here tonight they have those younger players, and they're taking it a little bit on the chin this year, but the experience that they're going to gain from playing these competitive games together, I think in the long run is really going to help the program develop.
Well, 5 overtime games is a lot in any season.
That's a good ball played through in the middle and played out by the goalkeeper. It's a good combination play by New Brunswick to switch the field.
The ball was out for a throw.
That touch definitely got away from that young man.
Are we going to call out some more player profiles?
Let's see. Who do we have here? How about number 5, Matthew Arias, where his favorite subject is gym. I think that between the lunch folks at Woodbridge High and the gym teachers, I think they may be the employees of the year according to the student.
I think so.
Student body. But Matthew also is a big fan of rap music, and his goal also is to play college soccer. So it seems like Woodbridge really does have some players that have that ability and, quite
Desire.
honestly, the academic component combined to play at the next level. It was nice to hear Samantha talking about the academic part of college, which sometimes I think sometimes our young folks might forget that college athletics is part of it, but certainly not the priority. That ball's well played to the middle of the field and headed away by New Brunswick. I'd like to see that ball a little more driven. Kind of floated a little bit and gave the defenders a little time to get under it. It appeared to be an offside play.
It was definitely an offside play.
Ball's played down and across, and a through ball to the middle, and well secured by Danny Guevara. I'd like to see them get their head on that ball before that ball bounced. Have a little more control on that first touch.
Yeah.
Once that ball bounces, it really does play a little chaos. But that ball's now, it's in the goal. Oh, that's another good save.
By Danny. Just went out for a corner, but it's still a good save.
As I say, how do you make a save while you're standing on your head, right? It's a great save with the one-on-one save. I believe there was some sort of offside trap.
I think that was
But there was
the confusion there that the Woodbridge was calling for an offside.
That ball's whipped in, and that'll go out for a Barron's throw. A Barron's goal kick.
Yeah.
As we approach the 15-minute mark of the second half, it's 4-1 New Brunswick over Woodbridge at this point. Definitely some opportunities on both sides.
And New Brunswick have the ball coming forward again.
That's well settled. Ball's played up. That's a great ball
Really
in.
nice play.
Good combination play. And well tracked by the defenders. New Brunswick played into the middle. Very dangerous ball.
So I think a little bit of the shape has been lost here now with anxiety taking over a little bit on both teams.
Michael, at some point, I think, New Brunswick, will perhaps come back a little but it also may create some more counterattacks as Woodbridge presses forward. Some of those large gaps in the midfield.
Yeah, you can see them starting to develop late now.
And the speed on the turf. And that ball struck wide. And that's a goal kick for the Barons. The ball's touched over the midfield and then played into the box. Oh, that's well played again.
This young man has impressed me tonight, Danny Guevara.
Well kept in by New Brunswick. I think that wind, when that ball gets off the turf, really seems to be a little confusing for some of the players. And that ball's going to run wide for throwing for the Barons. So Michael, New Brunswick is on the lower half of that red division, and they really have kind of. Actually, I think they've been moved now. I think.
Well, to be honest, if you look at their season, it seems to be a tale of two halves. You know, they started off with a lot of ties and some losses, but they really seem to have got their act together in the second half of the season. You know, with 3 wins in the last 4 games, and looking to come away with a win tonight too. So they're a team that have definitely grown as the season has gone on. Their only
that ball's played wide.
Loss was to North Plainfield, which was really a standout loss.
The ball's chipped into the middle with a near post run. And picked off by the goalkeeper from New Brunswick.
Yep.
So you really can tell the New Brunswick goalkeeper, his name is...
It's a really nice ball movement by New Brunswick.
So that ball's played into the box. Far post run. Tucked back towards the middle. Well defended.
Sometimes
touchdown by...
we see too many right-footed players playing in left-sided positions. The importance of playing with both feet.
The ball's played quickly by the Barons. They drive to the goal, looking for the overlapping run. Comes a little late. That ball's poorly touched by New Brunswick into the box and touched out.
And it seems to
for
be
a corner kick for Woodbridge. So we have just under 10 minutes to go. Be a substitute now for the Barons.
Valentin Guzman coming in.
They talk about this in the pregame during their practice of how they're going to work this. They're looking for that near post flick.
So they've obviously worked on this when you see the setup on the field.
And then far post runners to try to knock the ball home. There's the overlapping runs.
And there it
Played
is.
ball to the far post. And that's a great goal by Woodbridge.
That's Sebastian.
That is a great goal.
Sebastian Correa.
That great goal by Sebastian Correa to bring the Barons
To within 2.
to within 2 with under 9 minutes to go in the game.
Goal scored by number 19, Sebastian Correa.
It was a good strike. A one-touch, great strike.
Assisted by number 24, Valentin Guzman.
So that goal was assisted by Valentin Guzman.
Who had just stepped onto the field.
Perhaps it's a specialty play or player that Coach Clark sent into the game.
Well, he definitely was sent in with a purpose. There's no question about that.
If it always worked out that way as a former coach, Michael, I'm sure. Like every time you made a sub, they just went in and scored a goal or made an assist.
You'd be subbing all the time.
Or we'd still be coaching.
Or that. So we have a deep free here for New Brunswick. No, a throw in. We thought initially he had signalled for a free.
So I think we should give a shout out to the parents of Valentin Guzman who brought that assist to our attention. And rightfully so. It was a great ball to the far post. Woodbridge showing some real
Heart here.
real heart here. Good energy through the midfield. Good touches. Maintaining possession. Playing the ball wide. Just rolls out.
I think we saw that Woodbridge have worked a lot on set pieces, so getting some more set pieces would be advantageous for them late in the game.
There's a turnover in the back. Oh, that's a great touch in the midfield. Oh, that's well played again. Players used to playing on the turf, you can really tell. And here's that counterattack we were talking about, Michael.
Yeah, this is what you have to worry about.
The ball played on the left side. New Brunswick drives into the box, tries to cut across the
Very good by
top. Max Klein poking that ball away, just slowing the offensive possession down a little bit. Good combination play there, and knocked down. Tempted shot, played wide.
And we have Woodbridge coming forward with the ball again. That's Sabat.
Is the overlapping run. Ball goes through to the corner and just a little hard and rolls out for a New Brunswick throw. I think Coach Clark decided to make another sub, seeming to perhaps have another magical spell to get another goal.
Oh, we're working the ball up the line here with the throw-ins. So we're now deep into the attacking third.
And that was an ambitious go, but just wide. And that'll be a goal kick for New Brunswick. An old stall tactic played by New Brunswick. The goalkeeper actually ran to the back of the track
To get the
in a nice slow jog, and the referee appropriately stopped the clock while the delay was going on. We are back in action with just under 5 minutes to go. New Brunswick High School 4, the home team of Woodbridge 2, and Woodbridge has been pressing for that third goal. A lot of speed by New Brunswick down that left side.
Max again doing his job, just steady as a rock.
Well played wide by New Brunswick. Maintain a little possession, driven across the middle, top of the box by the D, and just over the top of the bar. It's a dangerous play at midfield, Michael. As we look across the field, that's a very flat defense from New Brunswick on that last ball. And just got away from Woodbridge. That's a nice toe poke by Woodbridge High. Maintained possession there. And that is a foul. So we did just get a score update. St. Joe's 2, Colonia 0.
That game was played earlier today.
So that will lead to the
Really important result here for New Brunswick.
New Brunswick on a victory here tonight will move on in the tournament even prior to the last game being played.
Which now is effectively a dead rubber game because it's between St. Joe's and New Brunswick.
So there's 2:25 left in the game. New Brunswick maintaining some possession here, which is absolutely a smart thing to do. That ball's crossed in. Almost like to see a little more patience there, but that ball's,
We're inside basically the last 2 minutes. We
ball's
just got
played down. Ball taken by New Brunswick.
and Max Kalin again, really doing a job back there.
There's a turnover. Well blocked by the Barons defender. Played back and now played through the middle, played wide. There we go. Well, out the defender just a tough touch. There's a shot on goal. And we're under a minute to go.
Yeah.
I will say that Coach Clark really should be pretty proud of these underclassmen that have really come up against a real good team. This New Brunswick Zebra team,
They have a lot of offense.
a lot of offense, a lot of quality, and some size, which are really components that may lead them to
Advance further in the
some
tournament.
advancement. Absolutely. That's a good look. And there's a ball in the box.
And
And a shot just saved by the goalkeeper from New
will
Brunswick.
undoubtedly be the last offensive play for Woodbridge.
And we're under 10 seconds to go in the game as the goalkeeper strikes that ball.
0.
and that game is final. So a great evening here at Nicholas Presco Stadium in Woodbridge, New Jersey. The New Brunswick Zebras 4, the Woodbridge Barons 2, and it appears that the New Brunswick Zebras will move on in the Greater Middlesex Conference Tournament. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.